What's up, nerds? Back 3 years ago, I did a scouting report on an FC Dallas Academy talent, RICARDO PEPI. At the time, I thought that he could have built himself into one of the most ruthless scorers for the US men's national team. Fast forward 3 years later, a $20 million move to the Bundesliga, and now at PSV, RICARDO PEPI, averaging 43 minutes a game, is currently atop the Eredivisie scoring list. And today I want to talk a little bit about what he's actually doing, because he had a hat trick this past weekend, and each of his goals, every single one of them, showed a dynamic skill that I think you would be hard-pressed to find 5 strikers in the world that could have done one of them. And he implemented 3 different things in each of these goals that I really do think make RICARDO PEPI special. The situation at PSV is quite interesting because RICARDO PEPI is actually the backup right now, because their captain and club legend, I don't say a club legend lightly, Luuk de Jong, is currently the #1 on the depth chart for striker. So RICARDO PEPI, something's gonna have to give eventually, because he is a man on fire right now. Now let's talk a little bit about the 3 goals that RICARDO PEPI scored over the weekend. And one thing that I want to mention as you're watching these is that in my first scouting report that I did, something that I found really interesting about RICARDO PEPI is that at 18 years old, he was always trying to paint the corners of the net when he was shooting. And something that's really interesting is that when you have a striker or some type of goal scorer, a lot of the times that they're trying to hit the net, hit the target. And what that means is that a lot of times the ball or their shot goes directly at the goalkeeper. For RICARDO PEPI, it really seems like he prioritizes the potential of scoring, but also missing wide, rather than hitting the target and then scoring from there. So just like a little bit of a flip from what you usually see with strikers. And let's just watch this first goal that he scores, because as you see the play develop, there's no reason that this ball, you should think that this is a goal scoring opportunity. Now the 2 pieces here is the physicality and his ability to put himself between the ball and the defender that he's shrugging off. And then this shot here, now we're gonna go to slow motion because this shot is genuinely special. Now, to explain what RICARDO PEPI actually did here, I just wanna mention, when you're shooting the ball, and let's use the Messi ball over here. So when you're shooting a ball, you're essentially slapping it. If you're going for power, you're essentially slapping it or hitting it in the center or with your laces. This is your foot. You're hitting it with your laces, maybe your instep, and you're going for power. So you're essentially hitting the ball, transferring your power straight through. When you're chipping the ball, so when you want the ball to go over the goalkeeper, you put your foot into pretty much like the divot and you hit it on this bottom part and the ball goes up and over the goalkeeper. RICARDO PEPI kind of combines both of these things in this, because he makes a motion as if he's going to shoot it regularly, as if he's going to hit the ball regularly. But what actually happens is that as he shoots, he lifts his hips. He lifts his hips and his foot over the ball, essentially making a shot where he is getting lift, but not necessarily a chip, because that would go too slow and potentially be saved by the goalkeeper. But he is also able to put some power behind it, which means it goes into the far corner of the net. So if we actually watch just frame by frame here, it is just insane what he is able to do. And when I say there's probably enough strikers on one hand to count in the world that would think of doing this in the speed of the game and the speed of the moment. Now, look, this windup is pretty much par for a normal shot. He's going to hit the ball. And as he hits it, just watch his legs and his hip lift up off the ground. You see how his heel comes off the ground there? And his whole body motion is lifting up. That means he gets the lift on the ball, because when you're shooting far post, let's see. So when you're shooting from this position, you're taught 2 things. You want to either go low, you want to shoot low far post, or you want to go high near post. Low far post, high near post. And what RICARDO PEPI does is he goes high far post with that shot, because the goalkeeper, if you'll realize, he already has his foot down. He's ready to save the shot low far post. He's also in a good position cutting off this angle to go high near post. And what you get is this shot that goes high far post, completely accurate into the side netting. I mean, that is just perfect placement. And again, the way in which RICARDO PEPI is able to get this shot off under pressure at game speed and pick his hips up with power to place that shot is just honestly unbelievable. That's incredible technique. All right, on this next goal, his goal number 2, this is RICARDO PEPI right here. Now, the two things that I want to talk about in this goal is the ability to recognize space and the IQ that he has to make the right run. And then his first touch to be able to take the defender and his momentum out of the play, while at the same time setting himself up perfectly to curl this far post. Now, I just want to, again, this touch from RICARDO PEPI, he knows the defender is coming this way. The defender's momentum is going to take him this way. RICARDO PEPI doesn't want to go that way with the defender because that's where his momentum goes, but he also wants to set himself up for the shot. Now, to be able to take this touch, again, game speed, under pressure from the defender, take him completely out of the play while setting yourself up to the shape of your body to curl that far post is just, again, perfection. Absolute perfection. To do all of that at game speed, there's Luuk de Jong not looking too happy. To do all of this at game speed, and again, this move here is special. To take this first touch, take the defender completely out of the play, and at the same time giving yourself the perfect setup with your body shape. Look at how his body is shaped right now. He doesn't have any wasted movement on this shot to be able to curl it far post. Easy goal here, and he makes it look like that. But it was so difficult to be able to take that ball, be in the right place at the right time, and give yourself that setup for the curled shot. I mean, I really could just watch this all day. It's kind of insane how good this is. Now, on the third goal, you'll get a little bit different variety because RICARDO PEPI is also, surprise, surprise, good in the air and with his head. And if you'll notice, the first 2 goals were painting the corners. And again, we're talking about trying to get the ball away from the goalkeeper so that if you do have a ball on target, it's going to be a goal rather than a save. Now, this is RICARDO PEPI here. The 2 things on this play is the identification of the cross that is going to come in. So he's watching this player and how he's going to cross the ball because that will make him choose a different run. The other piece here is that when you're going for a header, you want to be in space between the 2 center defenders. So RICARDO PEPI needs to find the right way to make a run in behind these 2 central defenders while at the same time understanding what type of cross is coming from this crosser. Now, do we realize or recognize anything with this shot? Because even with his head, he's trying to paint the corner. He didn't quite hit the side netting, but at the same time, I mean, this is just absolute perfection. The timing of his run, and then to get it away, try and hit one of the 90-degree corners of the net. That's a hat trick. That is a hat trick, folks. Luuk de Jong, the captain, was out for this game. He's not looking too happy with RICARDO PEPI getting a hat trick. Guys, I really think 21 years old, top scorer in the Eredivisie. If he doesn't stay at PSV, he is destined for a huge club in the next window. If he stays at PSV and continues to contribute like this, I think he's going to a huge club in 1 or 2 years. And, you know, I think for him, the motivation, and he said this outright, is to be the starting striker for the US men's national team going into 2026 when we have our home World Cup. You have Fuller and Balogun. You have Joshua Sargent. You have so many other strikers that could potentially make a move. Haji Wright, Brandon Vasquez are all in the hunt. They have 2 years to show something to Mauricio Pochettino, but right now RICARDO PEPI is out in front, and this is why. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are on Blue Sky, I am now as well. I'm posting a little bit more frequently. Obviously, I talked a little bit about this in previous videos. I have 2 young children under 2, so to be able to get the time and space to be able to do these videos is few and far between. So if you do want to talk with me or discuss any of the commentary or breakdowns, let me know on Blue Sky. I'll drop the link down below. Again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.